Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out the Film Geek. This week I'm covering forgotten superheroes, and I'm starting it off with 1999's Mystery Men.
We're gonna publicize, Roy. The fact that we get our butts kicked a lot.
Well, maybe if you didn't smack me in the face with a shovel every time we went out,
All right,
we'd have some more wins to brag about.
I'm sorry about that. I just have a tendency to lose my concentration when I've got a salad fork stuck in my rear end.
Oh, I get it. So your shovel in his face is my fault. Is
You
that
threw
it?
a spoon at the guy, Jeff.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Frightfully embarrassed about that. I thought it was a fork.
You're the master of cutlery. You can't throw a knife?
Directed by Kinka Usher, starring Ben Stiller, Hank Azaria, Janeane Garofalo, William H. Macy, Cale Mitchell, Paul Reubens, Greg Kinnear, Jeffrey Rush, and Eddie Izzard. Yeah, and this movie flopped. So, a group of amateur superheroes try to save their city from the clutches of a madman, and that madman is played by Jeffrey Rush, and his head henchman is played by Eddie Izzard. Filmed on a budget of $68 million, this movie unfortunately didn't even come close to making back half of that. It ended up maybe grossing about $33.5 million after its theatrical run, making it a 100% bona fide flop, which we like here at the Film Geek. Based on the comic book Flaming Carrot Comics, the Mystery Men were a supporting cast of characters. Now, only two of the Mystery Men from the comic book actually made it into the movie, and that is Ben Stiller's Mr. Furious and the Shoveler, played by William H. Macy. Another change from the comic book was the fact that the main character wasn't even in it. Flaming Carrot was not to be found in this movie. They replaced him with Greg Kinnear's character, Captain Amazing. You see, the producers felt that Flaming Carrot may be a little too oddball for the movie, which, here he is right here. That's Flaming Carrot. He's a literal flaming carrot. You can see why they decided not to go with that. During an interview, Bob Burden, the creator of Flaming Carrot Comics and co-writer of Mystery Men, stated that how he created Invisible Boy was actually at a party. You see, like most people who are funny, he was asked to tell a joke at a party because he wrote funny comics. And so they said, hey, make up a superhero. So on the fly, he goes, okay, how about a superhero that can turn invisible when people aren't looking at him? Nobody got the joke. So what do I like about this movie? First off, let's talk about this cast. Holy crap, it is exactly who's who of comedy at the time. We have Ben Stiller, Janeane Garofalo, Paul Reubens, yes, Pee Wee Herman is in this movie, and it is great. So the acting is definitely not the problem in this movie. It's great. These are really good comedic actors, and the performances are awesome. Speaking of the performances, another standout in this is the villain, because we all know a superhero movie is only as good as its villain. Played by Jeffrey Rush, Casanova Frankenstein is both smooth, calculated, and evil. Everyone will love this character. He is the epitome of the hoity-toity, very high thinker bad guy that you find in comic books. And his right-hand man is played by Eddie Izzard, who's the leader of a local gang called the Disco Boys. One thing you'll notice about this movie also is the look. This film has its own style and its own universe. It's very pronounced. This is no place you're going to find anywhere in the world. This is just found in this movie. It really brings to the comic book vibe of the entire thing. An interesting fact about all the sets that were made in this movie. They weren't actually made for this movie. They were repurposed from Batman Forever. All you music fans out there, you'll also notice that the Mystery Men has one fantastic 90s alt-rock soundtrack. So if you're a music nerd and you love music from the mid to late 90s, you are going to absolutely love the music in this movie. So honestly, I think what really killed this movie was superhero movie fatigue at the time. It was just coming off of Batman and Robin, which was a huge letdown in theaters. Not financially, it made money. It was just an absolutely terrible movie. Terrible movie. It was a really bad movie. I don't think I'm expressing to you exactly how bad this movie is, because it still exists. This is a very bad movie. So because of the fact that it was such a campy mess, audiences weren't too ready for a superhero movie just yet. So unfortunately, the audiences didn't show up for this one, which threw it off into obscurity, where of course, like everything here at the Film Geek, has become a loved cult classic. Alright guys, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here, please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the bell for notification. And, as I always say folks, keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.